Good morning, everybody. Hey, we have made it to Friday. I'm DJ Baker, and today is September 6th. Coming up on today's show, we have how school athletics are responding to heat, a delicious world record, and we have Food Fridays at Uptown Lanes. But first, we have to take a look at some of that heat, as we're going to see that make a return to the state line as early as next week. Granted, today, tomorrow, Sunday, all looking at some gorgeous times ahead, up to 68 degrees for our high this afternoon. Can't rule out maybe a stray shower here or there, and we could see wind gusts near 20 to 25 miles per hour out of the north. So as you're heading out to watching any high school football this evening, probably not a bad idea to have that windbreaker or a light jacket, as it's going to be a bit on the chilly side as we head overnight. Saturday, another great day for fall activities, up to only 66 degrees, plentiful amounts of sunshine. Sunday, high of 75, even more sunshine. But high pressure starts to build across the Midwest before it makes its journey toward the east, meaning it's going to get hot once again. A high of 82 Monday, up to 85 on Tuesday, then back up to the upper 80s, lower 90s Wednesday and Thursday. Let's take a live look outside. It is our primetime out of Vito East State Street cam, seeing a fair mix of those sunshine and clouds. Again, it is going to be a wonderful weekend ahead if you're a fan of the fall season, and that fall is just going to be a slight little taste. But let's talk a little bit more about the heat and how it impacts some athletes. New rules are in place for California high school athletes as they're coming into play as students return to school and the field. Esteban Reynoso explains how the new guidelines protect student athletes from the extreme heat.
The high heat already pummeling San Joaquin County.
It's good, but it is really hot, especially when we get onto the track.
Jesse Carrillo is a senior at Stockton's Early College Academy. He's conditioning with the basketball team, but knows the heat is another opponent.
I always check the weather at 4 because I know I'm going to have conditioning, so I always check what time is going to be peak.
Stockton Unified says they follow the CIF's new guidelines that say when it's too hot to play outside, you have to go inside. Schools are now required to measure the heat, humidity, and other factors with a specialized tool called a wet bulb thermometer. It spits out a number ranking that corresponds to the new CIF rules that can determine how many breaks athletes have to take and whether they can practice with pads or helmets.
In San Joaquin section in our area, he is no stranger to any of us. Obviously, it's a little bit of a stranger now in September. We weren't anticipating this.
Erin Aitken is the athletic director for Lodi Unified. While the heat did cancel the T-Cal cross-country meet, she says the district is monitoring other sports so student athletes can keep playing.
Or we're modifying practices by having them later at night, shortened practices, not having pads, that sort of thing for football.
Aitken says the district has full-time athletic trainers who are at every school making sure athletes are in safe playing conditions. If it's not, practice is moved or canceled. But for Jesse, enduring the heat is what this Stockton native is used to.
It's tough, but it's for the love of the sport,
I want to touch on a little bit more about that wet bulb temperature. That kind of indicates how cool it happens when you sweat as it evaporates. And of course, if that number is too high, well, our bodies can't dissipate heat, meaning we have much more exposure to heat-related illnesses. California schools are required to have a written emergency action plan concerning medical emergencies like, of course, heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Well, moving over now, over 100 pounds of butter, 100 pounds of shortening, and marshmallow fluff sandwiched between a pair of 200-pound pieces of cake. It'll take that and a whole lot more to craft the world's largest whoopie pie, but bakers in Killington, Vermont are up for the challenge. Dream Makers Bakers is attempting to assemble the largest whoopie pie for the 3rd annual Whoopie Pie Fest in Rutland. Last year, the bakery made a 770-pound whoopie pie, and they plan to up the ante this year by 200 pounds. That is until they were challenged by the state of Maine, home of the current record holder at more than 1,000 pounds. Okay, that is a lot of cake. So their goal this year, the official record-breaking attempt, will place on September 14th.
It's incredibly nerve-wracking. It's a little unbelievable at times. It's not something I ever thought I would be doing, and the closer we get, the more pressure I feel.
Well, when it comes to food, hey, we have the perfect place to look at as we have Food Fridays coming up, and if you need a place to go, spare me as we'll talk to Uptown Lanes after the break.
Mornings can get a little hectic for you and your kids. But at WIFR, we're up to get you going.
All right, now let's get right to the big story.
3 other schools in the state line who offer this sort of
up with your First Alert forecast.
It's a First Alert action day and severe storms as we do head into the afternoon.
We're up.
For what's now?
And what's next?
If it's happening now,
It's happening here.
On every screen.
WIFR News this morning, up to
97?
get you going. Thousands of people are using the WIFR app on their smart TV. And you can too. Using your remote control, go to your TV's homepage. Locate the search option and type in WIFR. Select and download. From there, you'll be connected and ready to stream full newscasts, stories on demand, and exclusive content. It's all free and all from the news team you know and trust. WIFR.
At WIFR, we give you more than just scores and highlights on Friday nights with Football Frenzy Plus. Get caught up with Football Frenzy on WIFR. Then go to any WIFR digital channel to get the Plus experience. More highlights to watch your team in action. Plus, more access for your behind-the-scenes interviews. Plus, more convenience so you can watch Frenzy highlights anytime on any screen. Equals a winning combination. Football Frenzy, followed by Football Frenzy Plus. Friday nights on WIFR. Sponsored by McCloskey, Kessler & Associates. Unpredictable weather on the horizon? Stay ahead of the storms with the WIFR First Alert weather app. Get personalized notifications, a detailed 10-day forecast, watch video updates from your most trusted weather team, and up-to-the-minute information with live radar. It's not just an app. It's your weather guardian to help you plan your day. Don't guess the weather. Anticipate it. Download the WIFR First Alert weather app for free now and take control of your day.
Welcome back into the Morning Blend Extra. WIFR News this morning and Morning Blend co-anchor Maggie Polstein stopped by Uptown Lanes in Byron for this week's Food Friday.
Welcome to Food Fridays. We are here at Uptown Lanes. Rochelle joins us, and look at all these delicious things here in front of us. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
I want to start here because this is piquing my fancy. What is this?
This is salmon tataki salad.
And it is the freshness that is coming off of this, just describe, I think, even the sauce, because I'm getting a lot of ginger delicious smells.
Yep, it is a ponzu dressing, grilled salmon with tomatoes, cucumbers, and jalapenos.
It is delicious. And this is on the new menu?
Yes.
And what inspired or wanted to bring something like this here? Because when people think bowling, they don't typically think salmon.
It's our chef. He's newer with us, probably in the last year, and he comes up with a lot of these new great items.
That is so cool. You guys have a lot of variety on the menu, and this I think is a good example of it, but then you also have your classics, your staples.
Yes.
And that's I think where we're hitting with the chips and dip, some of my favorite things here, and then also just a classic traditional burger.
Right.
And this one is chicken.
This is the avocado chicken sandwich.
And this has a spicy mayo on it?
It's a chipotle mayo. It's not super spicy.
Okay, so if you don't like spice, I think you'll still like it though.
Right. It's a very good sandwich.
Too spicy.
No.
And then we have
the cowboy burger.
Oof.
That's going to be a little spicy.
And it looks delicious. What do we have on here? We have onion rings, barbecue sauce,
pepper jack cheese.
Ooh, that is good. And then the fries, I think, are also some of the best things I've ever had.
The waffle fries.
They're delicious. They have a batter to them. Is it almost like a beer batter? Something to that effect.
It kind of seems like it. They're a lot different than what we used to have.
And they're seasoned and really good. So if you want to try kind of a different, unique waffle fry, that's the one you want to try. And this, in my opinion, is the holy grail, the chips and dip.
Right.
Is this, what do you would say is the most popular thing on the menu? I feel like it has to be the chips and dip.
And the avocado chicken is definitely.
So this is the meal you want to get.
Oh, yes.
And that's what everybody thinks too. I'm that's what I'm probably ordering while I'm here. And then you also have really good apps. And this is one example of that. What do we got here?
These are the lobster jalapeno peppers.
Lobster? That's interesting and unique. The fact that there's a lot of fresh seafood and just fish and things like that, that is also incredibly unique somewhere like this.
Right.
Because if you've never been to Uptown Lanes, you come here, you have great food, great drinks, but you also have really great entertainment. Right. I was what's kind of the thing that you see a lot of customers do when they come in?
Bowling.
Well, yeah, they'll come and bowl. But do they come and eat first? They bowl? Is it kind of the environment that people can experience?
Yep, a lot of times they do. And obviously you can go up to the lanes and you can eat up there too. So that's nice for them if they have kids and they just want to go up there, bowl, and have their meal.
Yes, that's a great point. I think family friendly. There's not a lot of places where you can get really good food and drinks and also bring the entire family with. Do a lot of people do that?
Yes. Oh, definitely.
So there's kiddos all over Uptown Lanes.
There is.
And
There
then
is.
to top the cherry, well, cherry on top if you will, because it's dessert, this chocolate lava cake right here in the middle. Maybe the shining star.
It's very popular.
It's very popular and it looks incredibly delicious. What do you think is like the #1 seller on the restaurant? Is it still chicken and chips? That's a hard question, especially when you have such like a diverse menu.
Very popular because you can also make that as a wrap too.
Oh, that's
doesn't
a good
have to
idea.
be on a bun, so people love that option.
And you guys have a lot of other options too, because I mean, like this is a good example of gluten-free because it's just fresh and healthy and doesn't have any grain. But then you can go on the total opposite end and have something incredibly, maybe not the best for you, but so delicious. And I can't be remiss if we're not talking about drinks. This one right here, what is this?
This
one?
is a sangria.
Okay. And what like flavor sangria?
So that one is made with a Riesling, and then I do like I muddle the cherries, oranges, limes, and lemons with simple syrup and a little cherry juice, and then top it with Sierra Mist.
This looks delicious, and I think that flavor profile is really good like this time of year because you're kind of it's still warm out.
Right.
You're not fully in fall yet, so you want to hold on to summer a little bit with a sangria. And then this is also a showstopper, the rum bucket.
Yep, and this one is the lemonade shake-up bucket.
How many different rum buckets are there?
We can basically do anything. I mean, we've got 4 or 5, that we can do with our different rums. So
just anything your heart desires, let you know, and they could probably make it happen.
Yep.
So come on down, let Rochelle know I want this drink, and see if we can make it into a rum bucket.
Right.
Now, there's always fun things happening here and great food as always. What's one of your favorite things about being here?
I mean, I have a really good following with customers and stuff. I've been here since we first opened, so 7.5 years, and a lot of people come in to see me, and it's just nice to have, I've made a lot of good friends here. So
do you have like customers who become really close with you, regulars that you like look forward to seeing?
Oh yes.
Oh, that's always like makes my heart so happy when you have people that are so committed to a place and a restaurant and they want to see it support it and thrive. And another question too is, over those 7 years, how have things kind of transitioned and changed? Because I mean, it's a newer menu, things have evolved. What's that been like?
I mean, there's been a lot of changes. We've changed the menu quite a bit. I can still remember things that I miss now from the beginning, that were popular, but
that's why you can always bring them back.
Yeah.
So if
we do those as specials too sometimes, so a monthly special.
There you go. Yeah. And when it comes to food and bowling, what's your recommendation? Food first, bowl first? What's the best winning combination?
Oh, I think, doing it at the same time is perfect. Just to go up there and enjoy a meal and bowl. And a lot of times the parents aren't bowling, but the kids are.
So good break. And also you have the patio up top.
Yep.
And that is also, you can dine up there and have your drinks.
Yes.
Do a lot of people just like have drinks up there, especially when it's a beautiful day out? That's
definitely
a good place to go.
Definitely.
Any upcoming specials that the folks need to know about?
We're working on some for September, so they'll be coming out soon.
So make sure you're staying tuned and you're looking at Uptown Lane's socials and following along, because there's going to be some, I think, good things coming up on the menu, especially with full fall weather right around the corner. I was like, I'm looking forward to some delicious fall specials up here. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And if you want to try out some of this delicious food, make sure you head to Uptown Lanes and have a delicious, I'm like morsling at the mouth. This burger's really calling to me. We'll send it back. Thank you.
You don't want to be in the gutter by missing out on that fantastic looking food. If you want to go to Uptown Lanes, they're located at 106 West 2nd Street in Byron. Their phone number, 815-234-BOWL, and you can go to uptownlanesbyron.com. Now, I don't know who said his name 3 times, but the juice is loose. Coming up next, we'll take a look at a long-anticipated sequel to the iconic 80s film.
When you want to know right now, predict, or catch up on the stories you missed, download video of your local news on the WIFR News app. Live breaking news.
We have reports of multiple shots fired.
Real-time forecasts.
So, of course, this is a very serious situation.
Custom alerts for the stories that impact you. It's fast and, best of all, free. The WIFR News app, where the news and video you want are all in one app.
They make the plays, You make them famous during Football Frenzy Play of the Week. Every Sunday night, we'll show you the best high school football plays from the weekend. Then go to the WIFR.com homepage to vote on who you think should be number one. And watch during WIFR News at 5 on Wednesdays to see who came out on top. Football Frenzy Play of the Week, only on WIFR, sponsored by Midwest Bath Company.
Welcome back into the Morning Blend Extra. After 36 years, the ghost with the most is back to haunt a new generation. David Daniel has a look at Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
The living, the dead, can they coexist?
Now's my chance.
The juice is loose. Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder return in Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Keaton says it was great fun re-teaming with director Tim Burton.
He was very clear, very clear about what this was going to be. And so it was easier in a way because there was less like, what do you think about this and what do you think about that? It was set.
Why? No!
Catherine O'Hara also returns from the 1988 original.
Came on TV like a week before I went to shoot. That really helped because I was debating about watching it.
Death is hard. Yeah, sometimes I think life is harder.
Jenna Ortega joins the crew as Ryder's daughter.
It feels like we were sort of waiting for Jenna to be born and grow up and be that age because she is just the perfect piece to the puzzle, you know?
Yeah, definitely scary, but with someone like Tim, who is a freak, but really not that scary, as an individual, you feel a lot safer that way.
Recognize this puss. Never seen that chick before in my life or afterlife.
Monica Bellucci shows up as Beetlejuice's ex-wife.
Tim knows how to create situations that are shocking, scary, unpredictable, but also funny, deep, emotional.
Where the afterlife is so random.
You're that thing from my dream. Really more nightmare material.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Yeah, needless to say, I will be going to watch that. Love myself the original. Not going to say it again because I've said it twice. Well, that wrapped up the Morning Blend Extra for today. Have a great Friday and enjoy the fall-like week.